Welcome everybody to the Join Dota League season number 4. This is the Asian Division 1 and 2 playoffs. So this is the quarter final more or less for it. So Rave, if they win this one, they just have to, I do believe, win 2 more games to actually get into Division 1 for the next season. Or well, whoever wins this only has to just play 2 more games or win 2 more games or 2 series, I'd have to say. But this is going to be a best of 3. So if you lose, you're not completely out yet, you just drop down to a lower bracket. Of course, if you can, just going from the upper bracket is way easier. But Rave coming into this, they must be the favorites. MiTH, they haven't been looking all that hot recently, I do have to say. Unfortunately so, but it is true. But we'll see if just we're gonna see something else coming out from MiTH today, or whether they're still gonna run the same old strategy of just kind of like Kells being on a really just late game carry, whether it be like an anti-mage, morphling, I guess maybe even a Medusa these days. And with the rest of the 4 just trying to create the space for that hero or for that player. Or if they're just going to get maybe a more aggressive route and focus more on team fights, something along those lines. Rave though at the moment have banned out a Batrider as well as a Troll Warlord, whereas MiTH.Trust, Naga Siren the first ban. I guess Rave have utilized the Naga Siren quite a lot in the past, so definitely a hero that they are comfortable with. But Faceless Void also banned out. So Rave, will we see a Vengeful Spirit first pick? No, it's going to be the IO instead. I guess Rave might be just one of those teams that, well, if you let the IO slip, they are gonna pick it up. So MiTH.Trust now, there are the possibilities of a Brewmaster, Tidehunter, Vengeful Spirit, as I already mentioned, is a decent one. If you want to get like some kind of direct counters to the IO though, Disruptor would be a decent support to pick up. It is highly likely that you can go for the Disruptor in the second phase of picking as well. Not often do enemy teams just ban the Disruptor out even if you do have the IO in the team. Of course, depending on what Rave want to go for next, they might want to ban out a Timbersaw for example, but MiTH did start with the Disruptor, so they want to make sure that the IO's effectiveness is as limited as they possibly can. But secondary pick, are we going to see a secondary support, or do we see the Tidehunter now for example? I guess even a Centaur might be fine, just waiting for the Hoofstomp to come. Or waiting for the relocate to happen for the Hoofstomp to come out after that. Juggernaut. But they do start with a Juggernaut instead, so definitely a good enough carry to pick up, to be honest.
Axe.
Whoa, Rave! We have an Axe on the board already. So we might be seeing some extremely aggressive plays coming out from Rave. Axe, once he gets his Blink Dagger, there might be Blink, Berserker's Call into the relocate coming in for the assistance to ensure the kills. And of course, makes it a little bit easier for the Axe, for example, to dive if needed. But MiTH, of course, Juggernaut, a hero that, with the Omnislash, can make quick work of the IO, for example. Axe is pretty durable, especially if you should get that Berserker's Call activated during that Omnislash, because Berserker's Call does give you that extra armor boost for the duration of it. So we'll see if that's gonna happen or not, but well, Juggernaut, is it gonna be that number 1 position, just have it kind of as a solo carry, or I think it's going to be like a number 2, or maybe it might be a number 1 Juggernaut, but at least with some kind of backup. Maybe MiTH.Trust, seeing the IO who isn't all that great in fighting, maybe they want to go for a little bit more pushing, but then again, Lycan for example, Axe can take just complete advantage of that hero being unit based. Berserker's Call, the more units attack you, the more counter helix procs will come out, or the more likely the procs will be. So Lycan definitely not the easiest hero to pick into an Axe, to be honest, but MiTH.Trust, we'll see how they want to play this. I mean, Healing Ward is definitely nice if you want to go for any kind of pushing style. Even a Jakiro might be fine, just set down the Ice Path when you see the relocate coming. If you see the relocate coming to this. It really depends on what kind of heroes Rave go for, whether they have like Blink Daggers on the heroes that do get relocated in and whatnot. But Tiny has been taken out by MiTH, whereas a Magnus and a Brewmaster banned by Rave. Magnus Juggernaut definitely is a pretty popular combination at the moment. It isn't picked up that much, but considering to how much it was picked up, let's say a week ago, it is getting popular, so it's definitely a strong combination, just Juggernaut getting that free cleave, or any kind of melee carry, getting that free cleave from that Empower of the Magnus. But MiTH.Trust, will they ban out something like that, the Chaos Knight for example now? MiTH.Trust at the moment, they don't have the craziest amount of AoE, but Ember Spirit is banned out. So maybe they want to go for some illusion-based things themselves, or then again, Ember Spirit is just annoying to deal with. Especially if the IO should be there to provide backup. I mean, Ember Spirit, slippery already as it is with that. First of all, Sleight of Fist, of course, the Fire Remnants. Then the IO to keep the target alive, possibly. MiTH picking up a Sky of Mage for now. So their supports, the one thing that they are lacking heavily is stuns. They have a slow, they have the glimpse, which is definitely nice to just get pickoffs. And it's pretty decent against Axe as well if the Disruptor can glimpse back the Axe before he actually kills somebody off with his Berserker's Call. But it's... I mean, it's nice to have glimpse and the Sky of Mage against IO, I guess, but... We'll see if Rave want to take advantage of the lack of just stuns on MiTH. Then again, silences might be just fine. Silencer? Whoa! Okay, speaking of silences, man, that is the grandfather of silences. Global Silence definitely can screw over the Juggernaut big time. Of course, Juggernaut, the Manta style is a pretty decent item on him as it is. So he's going to be able to Manta himself out of that Global Silence. Unless he gets like Berserker's Call straight after with the Manta illusions being out. That would be pretty horrible to be honest, but... Silencer. That's... I'm not too sure what they're expecting MiTH to go for, or how Rave themselves even want to play this Silencer. Is it the core role? Is it the support Silencer? Support Silencer with a support IO probably won't be too strong though, I have to say. Just because, I mean, it's... What can they do? I guess if that's the case, they're probably going to run kind of dual lanes. They might run dual lanes regardless, just IOs plus anybody in the mid lane. Maybe even a Phantom Assassin for that matter, to be honest. Maybe if they have a decent amount of magical damage at the moment. But with the lack of lockdown, he might be able to outrun a Mystic Flare, for example. Or with the IO packing up the Phantom Assassin, he could go on just an epic man mode trip this game. If that's even the pick for Rave. Of course, still the Bristleback is available. IO Bristleback definitely a strong combination if they want to play that one. MiTH though going for a Shadow Fiend, so getting a little bit of extra physical damage now as well. With the presence of the Dark Lord, of course, providing the minus armor makes Juggernaut a bit stronger as well. Also opens up Roshan for them. And I do have to say I'm a little bit surprised that Vengeful Spirit has not gotten picked up yet. It's definitely a strong hero in almost any case. But 10 seconds left for the normal time. Still a solid minute and 16 for the just reserve time as well. So Rave, plenty of time to make their decision at the moment. If they know that they're up against a Shadow Infinite mid lane, I think Puck is, to be honest, a fair mid laner or fair hero to go for almost in any draft. He can definitely make quite a lot happen. Maybe getting another silence is so-so. I mean, Shadow Fiend most likely will have to go for a BKB, maybe even a BKB plus a meta style. But the thing is that BKB does not save you from the Berserker's Call. That's one of the biggest things that MiTH have to keep in mind when they go for their own positioning. But Rave, what hero could they go for? I mean, Axe, it can be offlane. It can be even a 4-position jungle Axe if Rave want to go a little bit greedy. This is a best of 3, so in the first game usually you would want to draft as solid as you can and take that one game advantage. And in game number 2 you can try to just experiment a tiny bit. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, well, at least you're gonna have game number 3. Although most teams just play it safe in all games, but Phantom Assassin will be the pick in the end. It might be even Phantom Assassin IO mid lane against the Shadow Fiend. Although the Shadow Races can do a lot of counter damage and Shadow Fiend can actually counter kill both the Phantom Assassin and the IO. Of course, IO is the more likely just kill target, extremely squishy. 0 base armor after all as well. But just Stifling Dagger plus Tether Slow might be easy kills onto a Shadow Fiend. I mean, yesterday, I do believe it was MVP versus somebody? Or was it Oh, it might have been... I don't know which teams were playing, but a Phantom Assassin solo killed a Viper mid lane, I believe it was, so... It's just... Oh god. Life is tough, to be honest, if that's the case, if you get solo killed as a Viper by a Phantom Assassin, but... Last ban's Viper banned out by MiTH.Trust. Tidehunter taken out by Rave themselves. So MiTH.Trust for their offlaners, unless they want to run an aggressive tri lane and take a safe laner. Centaur is still available. Even a Clockwork might not be too horrible. Although I think I'd prefer Centaur. Centaur Sky of Mage definitely a good combination. And they need some kind of solid stuns because at the moment they just still lack it heavily. Kinetic Field might keep people in place for Shadow Fiends, Shadow Races, for example. But, I mean, come on guys, get some stuns. Otherwise people are just gonna start TPing away from you. Then again, if you TP, you're gonna be in place anyway. Suddenly Mystic Flare comes. Shadow Races, rather easy to hit on a standing target as well. So Rave, they do have to go for BKBs this game, and even if you go for a BKB, Juggernauts, Omni Slash, or just Shadow Fiends, pure right clicks might bring you down anyway. So MiTH.Trust, theoretically they have a nice mix of just abilities at the moment, if you don't look at the lack of stuns. But now the center does come out, so it was the pick for them. For Rave though, will it be Axe offlane, or do they go for something like a Centaur or not Centaur, the Clockwork themselves? I wouldn't think that to be the case. They might even run like an IO Axe offlane if they really desire it, but Axe, to be honest, if he goes solo offlane, not gonna have the easiest of times. So of course Axe always can transition into the jungle if it's really bad for the offlane. So there's always kind of a backup plan for them. And Rave will go for the Jakiro, so it might be the Jakiro offlane for them now. Might be of course still a support as well, as Ninja Boogie picks up the Axe, so looks to be a 4th position Axe being in the jungle. Rior, who picks up the Jakiro, I think will head towards the offlane now for them. As Chrissy, oh, okay, Chrissy playing the IO. Kind of used to Chrissy just being on, let's say, an Edge Prophet, for example, maybe a Centaur for the offlane, but Jakiro, whenever it has been picked up for Rave, Rior has played that hero, or at least, maybe not every time, but at least when it's in kind of a core role, definitely has played a massive Jakiro. I think I saw like 2 games in a row a couple of months ago where the tri lane tried to just gank a Jakiro who was solo offlane at the time, and Rior ended up getting the triple kill. That just, man, that was the saddest life for the enemy team. But as we do get into the game, guys, it is Rave versus MiTH.Trust in this best of 3 series for the Join Dota League season number 4. Yes, number 4, Division 1 and 2 playoffs. And to introduce the lineups, as we are paused and the admin paused the game for some weird reason, Jo is playing the Phantom Assassin, leaving Cast up on the Silencer, Chrissy to be the IO, Rior on the Jakiro with Ninja Boogie on the Axe, and we'll have to remake because Capitalist cannot connect. Fun times, guys. Well, I guess it cannot be helped. Hopefully it's gonna be fast enough. At least Rave, they are ready to reconnect or disconnect and get into the new lobby. So I'll be as well. I'm just waiting for any kind of MiTH player to leave. Or is MiTH actually AFK now? Oh, never mind. So guys, jumping into the new lobby. Probably not gonna take all that long, just Capitalist having some issues. But it happens every now and then, guys, don't worry. Usually fixed within a couple of minutes time, so we should still have a pretty great series on our hands. I mean, Rave definitely looking good in the Southeast Asian scene, all in all. Have performed rather well on a couple of lands that they have been qualified into or invited to straight out. And the one good thing about Rave as well is that they have been playing with the same lineup for quite some time now, so consistency is key as well for their performance. And a consistent lineup usually also means that the members actually get along with each other. So that just makes for better team dynamic and everything. But we are already loading back into the game, guys, so no worries. Should get this game underway. And the good thing was that the teams did not ask for a pause. Not too sure if they will pause now, but it seemed to go along without a hitch. Now though, all pick is there, so not gonna be going through the steps of just banning and picking heroes at the moment. Now it's just the case, will everybody pick up the correct hero? So far so good, and it looks like everybody, they were so ready to rumble. They were not taken aback by this remake at all, so that's gonna be great for us to see, of course. But Rave still Axe jungle. MiTH.Trust now, will they go straight off as 5 into the Radiant jungle, block off a few camps to make Axe's life a lot harder? I mean, Axe can go into the enemy jungle as well if need be, but might run into a Skyrim Mage Disruptor there, for example. That is if MiTH.Trust even run a safe lane, tri lane. I would expect that to be the case with center off lane, especially should it be up against a dual lane, or then again it might be up against a solo silencer, for example. It might be IO Phantom Assassin mid lane, with Axe in the jungle, Jakiro off lane, and a Silencer safe lane. I mean, Silencer, I guess it can harass Centaur somewhat, but Centaur take like 1 point into return and you're going to be able to get some pretty nice counter harass. Then again, Silencer, if he goes for example even Curse of the Silent, you either blow the hoof stomp for nothing or you just lose the mana and not be able to hoof stomp from some point onwards anyway. But now we have ticked down the time, so guys, we're in the game once again, the second time around. Maybe 2 times will be enough for this particular game, but I'm just gonna go over the lineups real fast once again for those who just tuned in. And of course, if you're wondering what the hell this is Rave versus MiTH.Trust in the best of 3 series for the upper bracket of Join Dota League Division 1 and 2 Season 4 playoffs. It is going to be Chrissy on the IO for the Radiant side, leaving Ninja Boogie on the Axe with Cheyo to be the Phantom Assassin. Rior is going to be the Jakiro, and last will be Cast on the Silencer. As for MiTH.Trust, Boombell playing the offlane center Warrunner, MyPro heading towards the mid lane most likely as the Shadow Fiend, Kaneki on the Skyriff Mage, Noki to be the Disruptor, and Lakels, of course, their number 1 position, the hard carry, as always for MiTH.Trust, will be on the Juggernaut. We might see some heavy clashing though for this rune. It is hard to say who even has the better just level 1 fight. Shadow Fiend cannot do too much, especially having gone for the Necromastery. I mean, you almost 100% go for Necromaster anyway as the first ability, but Shadow Raises in a 1v1 or level 1 clash like this might be a little bit better, but Kills of course has the Blade Fury, lots of damage to come out from there, and we do see a couple of heroes. Noki hasn't skilled up anything yet, maybe if he goes for Glimpse, never mind. They're not gonna take the chance, they don't know how many heroes are about, but it's going to be 4 versus, well, 4 I guess, if they do want to fight and all. Rune will spawn, Lakels takes some damage already, but knowing that the Blade Fury is there, not knowing that Shadow Fiend has Necromaster, though if you look at him, you see the Necromaster is being at 0 stacks, so they could have known that, but Skyriff Mage also able to just output a lot of damage. Kinetic Field might keep somebody in the full Blade Fury duration, and Io, for example, definitely a hero that cannot take the harassment, and not going for the tether, starting with the Spirits actually might hurt this dual offlane a little bit as well. So at the moment, it's just Phantom Assassin solo mid lane. I was thinking about IOX potential offlane, but I didn't think Phantom Assassin might be left solo mid, but looks like MiTH.Trust, they were expecting a solo dual, or dual mid lane rather. Oh, my god, the words too hard. But Cheyo got heavily harassed already by the Arcane Bolts of the Skyriff Mage, of course, and starting with a poor man shield, if he even wants to go for a bottle, it's going to take him quite some time. As top lane Chrissy takes some harassment from the Disruptor's right clicks and the Thunderstrike, of course, but has his bottle coming out. Bottle rush, kind of a common thing. As bottom lane, Cast on the Silence and Rior will be having a dual lane. Jakiro, to be honest, would have been able to handle a Centaur solo as well. So Silencer maybe not entirely necessary, but Silencer being able to pull, especially double pull through, get XP and gold that way. It's gonna be nice in a sense that if the Silencer as a support does want to go for like a Hand of Midas, just to ensure that you can get the items later on. Ninja Boogie top lane though might be the first spot. Thunderstrike is there, a few more right clicks. I think he's gonna die with the Arcane Bolt. Indeed he is. No healing salve. Chrissy didn't have the tether. Of course, having gone for the first point into Spirits for the harass for this rune, that actually pretty much lost him the first blood. Had he had tether with a full bottle, guaranteed save of the axe there. I mean, he was rather low on HP, but he would have been just perfectly fine. So, first blood thrown by MiTH. Not looking too shabby for them. Mid lane, Shadow Fiend, thanks to the help of the Skyriff, just zoning out the Phantom Assassin earlier. Already has lots of Necromaster stacks, 15 to be more exact. So, he's not gonna hurt for damage in the slightest. Already hitting for 87 damage. My god, as Lakels wants to go for Chrissy. With the Blade Fury, might not be able to catch up, although he has boots, whereas the IO does not. But Cheyo, even with the Portman Shield, I mean, Shadow Fiend is gonna be able to output so much damage. Especially if the Shadow Races do connect on Cheyo as well. So MyPro off to a really great start in the mid lane. Do we have some stacks for him as well? Already double stack in the big camp. And the medium camp as well. So MiTH just approaching things strategically. Stacking up for the Shadow Fiend to flash farm. Just maybe get a super fast BKB. Maybe even a Hand of Midas for the Shadow Fiend. If he gets it early enough, he's going to be able to snowball big time. Unless of course the Axe somehow gets himself a fast blink dagger as well, but with him giving away first blood, with the way this lane has been going so far, I wouldn't really count on that. But then again, You never know when Axe can just turn a couple of things around at the moment though. They don't dare go too aggressive now that Disruptor is at least level 2, has the Glimpse as well as the Thunderstrike. At least Centaur isn't getting that much in terms of farm, but he's level 4 already, and for an offlaner it's not that bad, of course. A dual lane can only do that much to him. Now Cast will go for the pull as well. Does have the one tango to eat his way through those trees and get a double pull. I'd expect him to do that, or never mind, nope, not gonna go for the double pull. Just wants to push out the lane for some weird reason. As mid lane, MiTH.Pro gets the kill. Cheo might get the counter. Stifling Dagger is there, but no Phantom Strike. One more right click. He does get it in return, so it's gonna be worth it in the end, only losing the IO. Of course, you never want to lose a hero when you're the one ganking and you have the numbers advantage, but it's fine in this case. Cheo gets some necessary gold, and of course, some pretty nice farm with this as well, and I really love how Chris has been using the bottle thus far. When it's been empty, just... Or not only Chrissy, just Rave in its entirety. Whenever a bottle is empty and you have somebody TPing the tower, you place the bottle on the ground. Whoever TPs in picks it up immediately and refills the bottle that way. So, the moment, things looking pretty damn decent for MiTH still, even with the Shadow Fiend dying once. I mean, it has 22 lasted. JR not that far behind, sitting on 15. But has to still be extremely careful of just those shadow raises. I mean, Blur and Poorman Shield is definitely nice against the physical damage of the Shadow Fiend, which is pretty high of course as well. Now with him dying, did lose half of his soul, so it's a little bit less, but it's definitely still plenty to just get lasted. Oh god, look at Cheo dropping down. Even the full bottle charges might not be able to keep him alive. Then again, Chrissy, he's there with his own full bottle, but he has to lose some HP before he can start returning some to his friendly Phantom Assassin as Noki. Level 3, level 2 in Glimpse, Boombells has enough mana for a Hooftop. Level 2 double edge will cast. He's in so much trouble, it's not even funny. Glimpse will bring him back. Lakel's waits with the Blade Fury. Not too sure if Lakel's was even necessary to come in like that, because top lane is completely unintended now, so maybe not the best usage of the map in this case. And I think they would have gotten the kill anyway, but I guess kill secured, maybe send the Centaur off to the safe lane instead, as he has to go home anyway. And Centaur should be able to farm up against Axe, who has been rather shut down, only level 3 after all. Centaur being level 5 should be able to handle this lane. Usually, just any kind of melee hero, it's hard to lane against Axe, unless you're a Darkseer, I guess. But Centaur, still having the level advantage, should do fine against Axe, I think. So yeah, he's going top lane. Lakel's on a Juggernaut. I mean, Liquid Fire will still be somewhat annoying, but has a healing ward if need be. Has the Blade Fury, of course, as well to escape almost any situation. But 41 lasted now on Shadow Fiend. Once again, just getting a great farm. Of course, did drop into the jungle, farming up a little bit. Here in this camp, unfortunately, there are a set of Mud Golems, but mid lane now, they jump onto Kaneki. The silence comes out, but doesn't do anything at all. So, easy kills for them. Cast even around to just make that happen. As MiTH.Pro has an illusion rune, not the greatest rune to do anything with. A Ninja Boogie, look at him, wants to get the Berserker's Call, never mind. Not gonna go for it. Got 2 spins at least from the creep wave, so had he gotten the Berserker's Call with the creep wave, aggroing on the Axe at the same time, might have even gotten a kill, but maybe waiting for his level 6 TPs are coming to Boombell. If only he had his Stampede, him with Kaneki, even Kaneki being level 3 might still be enough. Bottom lane no kills, has the Omni Slash, he wants to get Jakiro. Jakiro does have 10 armor, so that's pretty good for him, of course, with the Ring of Passy and the Tranquil Boots. But even then, it is always risky just to go up against Omni Slash. Especially if you... I'm not too sure if he has seen Noki. I mean, they have this hill ward here. So they or he should know... Yeah, he's seeing the Disruptor at the moment. So he's staying far back, just throwing out a Liquid Fire or 2 every now and then. As Chrissy going for the Urn of Shadows. It is really common these days, to be honest, to just go bottle into Urn of Shadows and then get boots on the IO. I guess relying on the tether extra movement speed. Not their worst thing to rely on, I guess. If you look at the net worth though already early on, you can see MiTH.Pro, as kind of to be expected, number 1, min 54 last hits after all to the next highest, which is, well, 46 for MiTH, but 33 for Rave. But whoa, okay, we got an Omni Slash. Found an IO, Omni Slash, easy kills. I mean, IO, his armor, just still sitting on 0. There is no way you're gonna survive that. So make it 4-2 overall. But if you look at the early graphs, It is about a 400 lead for MiTH.Trust in net worth. XP, well, a little bit more so, 1800. If they can continue at this pace, they're gonna look pretty good, because late game, they have a Shadow Fiend. Juggernaut is pretty damn strong as well, whereas Rave, they mostly have just Jo on the Phantom Assassin. And although Phantom Assassin is one of the scariest late game heroes, because, well, he crits for like 1200 with almost no items. Just get like a Basher and BKB and you crit for like 1000. It's like absolutely ridiculous, but first of all, you have to get a little bit lucky, plus you might get kited around. Axe definitely is kind of a momentum based hero at the moment. Does have a nice triple stack to farm up, or is it a quad stack? Yes, it's a quad stack. He is taking a lot of damage. Berserker Scholar was already used and he's gonna have to back off. Picks up the Tranquil Boots, but had to pick them up so that they got cancelled. If he regions up enough, he can of course go back and farm them up, finish up the creeps. Only the Centaur is still rather high on health. The others he can just come finish up later on. Aya will be there with a few bottle charges, so that's gonna help out. Urn of Shadows is delivered out as well, even with the magic stick on the Aya now. But Axe, he's gonna get a couple hundred gold here at least, so his blink is getting closer and closer. He's gonna need only about another 250 gold for it. So not looking all that bad. Jo, once again, number 2 in net worth as Juggernaut. Did fall back a little bit, but Juggernaut is farming up jungle, as is MyPro. So now they're pretty much utilizing the map to its full extent. Do they have some ancient stacks? Nope, not at the moment, but they might get some soon enough. They can easily farm it up, whether it be with the Shadow Fiend or the Juggernaut. The Shadow Fiend is going for the mech for their team. So if they get the burst heal as well, Rave, they don't really have the most just damage. Then again, I guess sustained damage is the name of the game for Rave. As long as they can stay alive for it, that is. Jakiro with the Yule Scepter definitely will be a little bit better as well for his own survivability. Or for initiation purposes. I mean, Yule Scepter into Ice Path, one of the better ways to just kill people. As well, we have a Stampede. Do they want to go top lane? Yes, they do. Glimpse onto Rior. There's the Omni Slash as well. No escape will be there for him, just too many heroes. There was a nice Ice Path, but only being level 1, the duration not just long enough. And of course MyPro, he had a double damage rune at the same time, so I don't think there was any kind of escape for him in any case. But now with this double damage, with the buckler being there activated for the bonus armor, they're gonna go for the tier 1 axe. Does in the meantime though finish up his Blink Dagger. So might show off his new shiny Blink Dagger for a kill on Kaneki. Well, Kaneki might go down anyway. There's the Phantom Strike, silence onto Jo, but the TPs are coming. There's the Blink. Berserker's Call only lands on one because the second TP took just way too long. Global Silence comes out. The crit from Jo. He's gonna get Boombell, or is he? He's still alive. Dunk. Nope. Ninja Boogie gets stunned by the Hoofstomp. There's the Silence now to follow up as well. He's just gonna lose his life. MyPro, still the double damage was active for that one right click. I do believe that he only got in. So it's gonna be 1-for-1 as Centaur goes down for the axe. So it's kind of an even trade, but it could have gone a hell of a lot better had Axe, for example, gotten an immediate dunk onto the Centaur. But no, another jump. MyPro might be in trouble. Channeling his Requiem will cancel it as Jo does back off. Noki now, he gets Stifling Daggered, even crit by it. But he's gonna have plenty of HP to work with. But I really love how Shadowfiend just completely made Phantom Assassin back off by starting the channeling of his ultimate. So look at this now, MyPro with the tower that they got, with the couple of kills that they've picked up for the Juggernaut as well as the Shadow Fiend. They are now leading the net worth by a really comfortable margin. I mean, that's not even a hand of Myra Shadow Fiend, that's just stacks for him. Is the mech finished? Mech is done. Yasha up on the Juggernaut as well. So if I was Rave, I'd be a little bit worried right about now. I mean, towers are even. And Jakiro is definitely a great pusher, so if they can just get some kind of momentum, they might be able to start kind of death balling away. As MyPro takes quite a lot of damage just from the wisp balls of Chrissy. Now they place down the high ground ward as well, but mid lane tier 1, they do have the glyph for the dire side still, as mech is delivered out. They have the static storm of cooldown. Lakel's even comes in on the Juggernaut. Jo in the meantime is like, screw this guys, mid lane kind of blows for us. But well, they're gonna go for a fight. Ice Path is there already, Axe is down. Omni Slash was used for it. There's the Blade Fury. Look at the speed of him. Mask of Madness, Yasha as well. Chrissy will be the one to go down with Riord following him closely behind. Jo does TP and tries to go for a kill, but there's the Requiem of Souls. Silenced up as well. He's gonna lose his life. Myth, well, they are just on a roll. Oh god, no, are you kidding me? Requiem of Souls just made it so that the wolves got aggroed and they killed off the center in the end. So it is a 4-4-1, but of course, him dying to neutrals, Rave doesn't gain anything from it. Just center loses, I guess, a little bit of gold from dying there, but they get the tier 1 on top of that. They might as well go into Roshan. They have that 1 point into presence of the Dark Lord. Healing Ward will be there for another 12 seconds, so that might be just enough time for them to just handle Rosh. Milakels, look at how fast he's attacking if he's not getting bashed. Illusion Rune is activated to just tank up Roshan as well. And how to tank up Roshan with Illusion, just use the move command. They are backing off now though. Rave coming in. They need this axe to finally get the good jump in, but they are smoked up. Smoke breaks, Blink Berserker Skull only lands onto one. Global Silence to follow, but will it be enough? Kills. Blade Fury doing a reasonable amount of damage. My bro, he's alive, but there's the Blink Hooftomp. Mystic Flare lands on 2. Hooftomp of course was up on 2 as well. Double Edge, I do believe it connected on 2, maybe 3, but I think it was 2, so Hooftomp landing onto 4 like that. Just Rave, they cannot take it, and suddenly Shadow Fiend, he is doubling the net worth of Chaos Phantom Assassin, for example. Juggernaut picks up that Aegis now. My freaking god, what fights. Boombell on the center. Wow, just wow. With a Tidehunter, there's no way they would get just back-to-back fights like that. That is one of the huge advantages of the center over a Tidehunter. Tidehunter, he's great for fights and everything, he's beefy. But Ravage is on a 150 second cooldown. Hooftomp though, every 13 seconds you can make an initiation like that. 14-5 the kill score, my god, suddenly 8k net worth lead for MiTH.Trust, 10k in XP as well. Wow, just wow is all I can say. I did not expect MiTH.Trust to just get off to this great of a start. Of course, Rave, their own axe, he did get a reasonably timed Blink Dagger, but by that time MiTH already had a pretty nice amount of farm. MiTH has always been ready for the TP assistance as well, and that's kind of admirable by them as well. Just teamwork. Looks like MiTH.Trust, they are pretty damn strong at it. They do smoke up now as 4. Of course, with the Disruptor getting a glimpse, it's rather easy to get the pick off or 2 if you just see anybody slightly out of position. Just a second, guys. Now though, yep, Ninja Boogie, he's going to get caught, or is he? He blinks to the next camp just as the Blink Hooftomp came out. Are you kidding me? They just missed each other by a hair, and well, Ninja Boogie now, I think he saw something going on, so he just goes into the trees, TP's out. That Blink there coming off cooldown and him being able to clear the camp and then blinking out. I wouldn't say it was like extremely lucky, but just somewhat lucky nonetheless. And of course Cheyo, with the help of Chris in the meantime, tries to bring down the tier 1. Phantom Assassin, not the greatest of pushers unless you get a Desolator or an AC or something like that. But they're still doing some pretty decent damage to it, just because they're going for a tier 1 of their own. They're like, yeah, screw this, we can give away a tier 1, no problems. We might even get a tier 2 for our troubles as Lakels. Almost as a Manta style already finished my pro. He's going for a BKB and he's like 20 gold short, but there's the Blink Berserker Skull. Global Silence comes out, Ice Path to follow, but Boombell, he's just too tanky. He has the Stampede, gonna use it as well, does get Liquid Fire, so no Blink for quite some time. And they don't find a single kill top lane as Rior also TP's out. But the tier 1 still survives with 10 HP. Chrissy comes back with the relocate. So they get 1 kill in the end. They're gonna be able to deny the tower if they just want to do so. They do ping it out as well. But with, I guess things could have gone worse for Rave. But the Berserker's Call on center is just, yeah, you Berserker's called me, you Ice Pathed me, what now? I'm just gonna run away. No worries, guys. And there's gonna be a tier 2 going down. Lakels even popped the Mask of Madness. Manta style. Not yet flying out, but the BKB is and Lakels just gonna go creep skip. Who needs a Battle Fury if you attack this fast and crit every now and then as well? So far though, has only 1 point to crit. Has come for a rather peculiar skill build. 2-1-1 and, well, maxing out ultimate of course. Usually it's like you max out Blade Dance or maybe Healing Ward for some certain lineups, but definitely a slightly weird one, but I think stats are pretty decent. Before he finishes the Manta style, stats are important in the sense that if you get Global Silence, having just a little bit of extra stats might mean that you're gonna survive the Global Silence duration. And well, with Rave not getting a good Berserker Skull, or they haven't at least gotten one so far. Axe only level 9 as well. Doesn't even have a level 2 dunk, so it's not that easy to go just dunking at all. And speaking of Calling Blade, well, tower, why the hell was it not denied? I have no idea why this tower wasn't denied by MiTH, but that's just easy goal for Rave. Then again, Rave, they are losing a tier 2 of their own. Slight overlook by MiTH, but don't think it's gonna make a huge just difference in the grand scheme of things. As now, MiTH, they just don't care. They're gonna keep on going. They have the level 2 Omni Slash. They have a level 2 healing ward. The glimpse on Rior with the Omni Slash used after though does save his life for now. Blade Fury will follow. Blink Hoof Stomp cast. He goes down. No global science for them. Chaos slowed down. Static Storm is not there for long enough as Chrissy comes in to help. There's the global science. The Berserker Skull already landed. They're gonna get the first dunk of the game for Ninja Boogie My Pro. 10-second BKB is, well, kind of wasted. They don't even get too much damage to the tier 3. Ninja Boogie though, under the Thunderstrike, cannot blink in. Blink Hoof Stomp by Boombell though. Cheo, he goes forward for the Phantom Strike. Glimpse is there. Centaur does lose his life. Shadowfiend might go down as well. Ice Path is there. Oh god, MiTH, what are they doing? 3 heroes down. Are we gonna see some more fall? There's a blink. Berserker Skull does miss just slightly, but okay, he's gonna go down anyway. Chrissy, even he came in. 4 heroes down. Rave. Did we have any buybacks? Yes, the Chuck hero and the Silencer both had to buy back, but boy was it worth it. To just buy back Global Silence, making somewhat of a difference, but MiTH just first of all could have waited for Juggernaut's Manta style, for example. So got a little bit over eager there. Just dove a little bit too far as well. Shadowfiend was like around this area trying to right click down Jo. Had they gotten the kill? Excellent, but tier 3 not even down to half HP. So Rave showing some signs of life, although there's still a really long way for them to go. I mean, Centaur, for example, he got his blink there rather early, but just now finishes up the Tranquil Boots, for example, so his farm isn't that great. So MiTH not in the clear yet. XP or net worth graph does drop down by about 2,500. XP, wow, a lot more, so by about 6,000. Not too shabby, only a 4k difference all of a sudden. Axe gets his level 11, has the level 2 Calling Blade, lots easier for him to go dunking now. As Rior snatches the Regen Rune. Lakels wants to maybe chase somebody down. 9 seconds for the Omni Slash. As TP is already out by Cheo, so nobody will get caught in the jungle. Cheo has picked up a broadsword. Claymore is there as well. Needs only about another 500 gold or so to finish up that Battle Fury. So his farm rate will accelerate by a hell of a lot. As 2.2k up on Lakels. So what's his next item gonna be? Is it a Manta style for Juggernaut? Is it a Basher perhaps? Basher is always nice to burn than Juggernaut, but Manta style not too shabby. Gives you some nice survivability. Now with the Manta style, of course, he should be doing a lot better than in the previous fight just because you can Manta out the Global Silence. Tier 2 does go down for Rave though, and MiTH, as far as they were ahead, to be honest they shouldn't be in a position where they're losing tier 2s, but Rave, they're just playing this nicely, split pushing and just kind of maybe not completely making MiTH back off, but they're making MiTH hesitate a little bit. So 17-9 is the kill score. Battle Fury is done by Cheo now. Just farming up the Ancients. Maybe some lifesteal wouldn't go amiss. Maybe even like a Vladimir's Offering. Up against the physical damage of a Shadowfiend and a Juggernaut. Vladimir's Offering would be a pretty just nice pickup for that already, as Ninja Boogie has the Blade Mail, so that's gonna help a lot in just returning some damage to MiTH, especially if you're caught in a Mystic Flare, for example. Even the Shadow Races or Requiem of Souls from the Shadowfiend. But Ninja Boogie, oh god, he's going for the BKB, just used his blink. Well, deja vu guys, this time around Ninja Boogie doesn't blink away just before Boombell initiates on him. Blade Mail, well, it's not there for long, only like 1 second's worth. So they get the kill this time around, and it was pretty much the same exact position as well. But Axe does go down, so no BKB quite yet for him. If this is even a BKB, it might also be like a Heaven's Halberd, or might be that Aghanim Scepter, but I think BKB is the case, just to make sure Disruptor doesn't glimpse you out or Static Storm you when you try to go in and just dunk people. So MiTH, I guess maybe wait for the next Roshan. In the meantime though, Demon Age is picked up on Juggernaut, so Monkey King Bar will be the next item of choice. And with the Monkey King Bar, suddenly Phantom Assassin not that tanky. I mean, 1.3k HP isn't that much, but thanks to Blur, a 50% evasion, his effective HP is a lot higher. So once the Monkey King Bar comes out, maybe even on Shadowfiend next as well, who has a Yasha, although I guess MiPro might be finishing up a Manta style, so just that he doesn't have to BKB to get rid of the global silence. Blink in the meantime is picked up by Chikiro, so he can blink, Yule Scepter, Ice Path. Ice Path still only level 2, unfortunately for them. But Roshan is up. MiTH haven't scouted it out yet, I think. Also, Center finishes up a 4-staff at the same time. But Silencer purchases a Smoke of Deceit. They have the Global Silence, they have, well, all of their ultimates, but I guess only the Global Silence is a really long one. Roshan though already going on, and with Lakels and MiPro being there, not too sure if they even need anything else. Yeah, there's no way this Roshan is gonna be stopped by Rave. Not with the position they are in. I mean, Rior, he's trying to split push, but Roche is already down. MiTH, they should be able to just react to this. Just TP in if need be, push out the lanes a little bit. If somebody had boost travels, things would be a lot easier. Just somebody constantly pushing out top lane and then just joining the fight if need be for the mid lane push, for example. As MiPro gets Liquid Fired. Never mind, Liquid Fire misses uphill. But Rave, do they really want to go for some aggression themselves? Yeah, and the thing is that if they go and lose a fight, they might just lose Rax straight up. Because I don't think too many have buybacks. The Axe, as well as the Phantom Assassin do, but Phantom Assassin, he needs the level, so if he has, or needs the items, so if he has to buy back and just lose the valuable gold that he's been trying to farm up with his Battle Fury, that's just no good. At least, well, if they still team wipe MiTH, it can be decentish, but the thing is that if they use the Global Silence, and even if they win a fight, MiTH.Trust might just respawn and come again, and they're like, okay, without Global Silence, what the hell are you actually gonna do to us? Going high ground, of course, there's always the worry of maybe Axe getting a huge Blink Berserker Skull with the creep wave being around. But you should be able to just play around that, especially now the Juggernaut has himself an Aegis, and well, with the Monkey King bar finished, maybe this is what MiTH has been waiting for. Disruptor also working towards, oh, top lane. They go for Kaneki. Ice Path does miss, but they get the kill in the end anyway. Chrissy, can you relocate somebody out? The Glimpse was used, I do believe, up onto the Phantom Assassin. Yes, it was. But the kill was there anyway. Now there's the relocate back, and Rior pops down the Macro Pirate. Wants to push out the lane, but he might be in trouble unless he starts backing off now. Blink into the trees. No TP out yet, although he is rather low on mana thanks to the Macro Pirate usage. Chrissy though has picked up an Ogre Club of his own. Might be a BKB, might still be that Heaven's Halberd as well. Heaven's Halberd definitely not too shabby. Although something like a Ghost Scepter might be worthwhile. But it's definitely a double-edged sword because lots of magic damage on MiTH's side as well. And MiTH, they are gonna pressure the tier 3. There is a glyph for Rave, but Rave, do they really want to go for the split push? Can they really counteract? If they were all on one lane, maybe so, but Skyriff Mage already TP's back. With Spirits will start dishing out some damage to the kills. Will get silenced. Oh, Ninja Boogie goes in, but he's gonna get popped with BKB, although the silence is there under him. MiPro going for his ultimate. Oh god, Chris, he just got blown up big time by the Requiem of Souls. And Ninja Boogie, well, he needs another Berserker Skull. Can he blink though? He's taking damage. There's the Omnislash Ninja Boogie dropping low, as is Rior, but Yule Scepter saves him for now. Jayo goes back in, will get hoofed on. And there's no BKB. Another Blink Berserker Skull catches too, but he has to escape immediately. Glimpses there actually helps him survive for a little while, but they're gonna lose Rax. They just cannot fight this. They need more items, they need more damage, just any kind of burst to actually kill people. Just look at how healthy they are. Healing ward is down, and they're like, yeah, easy Rax, maybe go for the second one, because we're not all that injured to begin with. Kaneki even back in the fight. They still have the Aegis as well. I think this might be GG. Just Ice Path comes out, delays things out, Cheo comes in, but Manta style even dodges this Typhling Dagger. Liquid Fire is used, slowing down attack speed on Lakel, but oh! Blade Fury is there, Berserker Skull away, Ninja Boogie. Look at the damage it takes though! In Blade Mail is all nice and well, but it's just not nearly enough at this point. Lakel still wants to chase people down, does lose his Aegis. But who the hell really cares? Tier 3 is down, Jayo does get out with a Phantom Strike Lakel's. Nice Ice Path by Rior. But there's the Blink Hoofed up, lands onto 4-step out to safety. MiPro drops low. So they didn't focus on the Rax the best, so I guess the second set of Rax will survive, and now there's the Ice Path as well. Stampede comes out to Static Storm, Kinetic Field, doesn't catch really anybody. There's the Global Silence, Jayo still slowed down by the Road of Atos. Chrissy keeps him alive with the mech, but the Hoof Stomp is there. Can he Phantom Strike? Maybe so. 3 seconds on cooldown. No, he's gonna lose his life to the Shadow Races of MiPro. He does have buyback though, might be forced to use it. Another Glimpse cast, he's the one to get caught like hell with a few crits. And this might be the second set of Rax. Rave I think they just lost game number 1. MiTH, they were the underdogs coming into this, but they are showing us that, well, at least in the Southeast Asian scene, they should be a team to be considered as well. Are even running with a stand-in. Kaneki Noki was an old MiTH player, I think. I'm not sure if he retired or played in another team for some time, but definitely has played with those players beforehand. But now Lakels, he gets jumped by the Berserker's Call. Will it finally be enough? Maybe. Can they get the dunk? So close, but not quite enough. Omni-Slash came out instead. BKB's there. Lakels still healthy enough to survive. Woombell is low. Everybody's low. There's the blink. Berserker's Call. Double dunk, maybe. Yes, double dunk. Ninja Boogie keeping them in the game. They need Lakels as well, but he's dropping so low himself. My bro is like, okay, I can just finally right click away at you. I'm gonna get the kill. Meta style, trying to dodge the liquid fire successfully. So clips back on Ninja Boogie. Yule Scepter is there. Ice Bath to follow by Ryor. Gnocchi. Is he even gonna die here? Maybe with cast coming in, going to TP out. Easy TP. Cheo not quite there in time, and that's... Is that really gonna be? Yes, that's gonna be an Aghanim Scepter for the Disruptor. Which of course means that if you get caught in a static storm, you cannot use items. So no Yule Scepters coming out for Chakiro. No BKBs unless you activate them preemptively. So things might get rather tough for Rave now. Being 2 racks behind, being God knows how much just gold and XP behind. 15,000 in net worth. Well, only about 8k in XP, so it's not all that bad. I mean, Rave did find a couple of kills after all, but there's a Diffusal Blade now on Lakels. I mean, I guess he doesn't want somebody to be Ghost Sceptered. Probably not a bad thing not to want. I really think Rave, they just cannot have enough resistance. Cheo needs to be just as big as Shadow Fiend, if not bigger, to win this game. I mean, Phantom Assassin as a solo carry, it can work out. It's just mostly Zax. I mean, it's not like he has like super bad items. He has more net worth than the Centaur, for example, but it just doesn't matter. He's, even with 1600, almost 1700 HP, a BKB and the Blade Mail, he is still too squishy in most of those fights. And we do have another jump. It is Ryor getting demolished here, just running kind of into 5 in the enemy jungle. No idea what the plan was there. Cheo farming up the Ancients. Does have his BKB finished, so I guess there's still a tiny chance. But if they're pushing in, just go in through the mid lane, rotate to the bottom racks, and just... If it's supersized Mega Creeps, Rave, they might still try to fight. I mean, they have the Battle of Fury, Phantom Assassin, so you can still clear off creep waves, even with the low amount of items that you do actually have. But will that even be the case? I mean, MiTH, they are right-clicking away at the tower already. Rave, they have to react, but with... Oh, Blink, Berserker's Call lands on my Static Storm, complete whip from Noki, no idea what that was. But with the Omni-Slash, Axe loses his life. And that's a dieback. Cheo comes in with his BKB, but already more than half the duration lost. Global Silence is finally there. But who the hell cares? Physical damage is too strong cast. He is gonna go down next, and GG is called Rave. They have to give away game number 1 here. MiTH extremely well played. And just the laning decision, maybe not the greatest coming out from Rave to begin with. Axe offlane kind of failed, or with the IO being there. Of course, it was extremely crucial for MiTH.Trust to have the early just Necromastery stacks up on Shadow Fiend, and Scar of Mage coming into the mid lane for the first minute and a half or so definitely made it happen. But Lakels 8, 0 and 12, not a single death on the Juggernaut. Shadow Fiend 11, 2 and 11 as well. All in all, everybody played extremely well. Woombell in the mid game, just a couple of great hoof stomps, 1 4-man hoof stomp as well, while they were doing Roshan themselves. Just too much momentum in the way of MiTH.Trust, guys. But this is a best of 3, so Rave, they still have a solid enough chance to come back unless MiTH.Trust really show extreme dominance and take this 2-0. But having said that, guys, just appreciate it that you came. Hopefully you enjoyed the cast as well as the game. And if you did and want to see more of HeflaTV, be sure to check us out on our Facebook and Twitter, where we're always going to update you when we're going live on what channels with what games. It is HeflaTV for both. If you want to follow me or leave me some feedback, it's @Coucher. And well, having said that, heading into game number 2's lobby now, so see you for game number 2 in just a couple of minutes time.